Hey everybody, this is Michael with MTG Hype. I'm just going to talk a little bit about my experience at Grand Prix Dallas Fort Worth, also known as DFW, of course. uh, so, um, where do I start? Okay, so first night was Friday. That was the first night I went, and there was no main event on Friday. There was just like a side event. And so I decided I was going to play. I mean, there were a lot of side events, but I decided I would play Sealed. It was called Sealed Mega Qualifier or Mega Trial or something along those lines. And so it was a sealed event, and you got a play mat too. So I was like, okay, I'm not getting the play mat, so I might as well do this event, and then I'll get that play mat, and then I'll be able to get a sealed deck and practice a little bit for tomorrow. So play this sealed deck, and I ended up running. I think I was running red white. I have found that I run red white almost every time. I don't know what makes it happen, but red and white are just pretty good in Origins. So I enjoy playing them. So I played red white. Probably could have gone with something else if I had the inclination, but red white was pretty good. So one of the reasons I had white is because I had two Sentinels of the Eternal Watch, which is just a stupid creature. It's ridiculous. And I've gotten every sealed pull I've gotten Sentinel of the Eternal Watch. This one I got two of them. And I'll just say that I really did not play the deck very well. I think there were two matches I could have won if I had played better. So one of the matches I misplayed. I had a Crow and Jailer in my deck, which I think is actually an underrated card, but uh, I just misplayed it and lost the Crow and Jailer, and so I wasn't able to use them later in the match when I really could have used them. So I got a little screwed there. And then, there was another game I don't even want to talk about where I just tapped down the wrong people with Sentinel, and it cost me the game. So, tapped down the wrong creatures, lost that game. So I ended up going 2-3 when I think I should have gone at least 3-2. So that cost me a lot of basically they were giving out tickets, so it cost me a lot of tickets just losing that one game. Or if I could have won two games, I guess that would have been even better. But whatever. So the next day I go, and it's the main event, and I had to get there really early, so I had to drive really early and get up early, and yeah. So I do this. I do the pool, which is basically when you're doing these high level events, you have to register everybody's cards. Well, not everybody's cards. You're registering a sealed pool, and then you pass it, and somebody else gets those cards, and then you get a pool that somebody else registered. So it ended up me and this other guy basically switched decks, even though he was over down on the table on the other side of the table. But so we ended up swapping decks. So we kind of talked a little later, and we got to know each other. But it was one of those things where you're able to drop if you want to keep whatever the sealed pool is, if it's so valuable that you really like it. And it had he got like a Jace and some stuff, so I was like, but I ended up with a pretty good pool, and I ran red white again. I don't know what it is, but every time it's like red white, and I had the bombs that I had like Sentinel of the Eternal Watch again, and I had the Mage Ring Responder, which is I'll put it up here, and yeah, it ended up doing pretty well. I started off, I think, 2-0. I either started off 2-0 or 3-0. I can't really remember. But then I for sure lost one, and I was at 4-1 at one point, and then I believe I lost again, so I was at 4-2. So the first deck I was playing that I lost to, they just had like all the best red white first strikers. So they had Crone Sergeant, and I think the other one is Consul's Lieutenant, and they had just they just got ahead of me every time, and I just wasn't drawing the right cards, and I just had to have the right curve, or else I just lose. So if I started off too slow, I would just lose, and that's kind of what happens a lot in these Origins limited pools. So um, yeah, so I lost the guy that had a bunch of first strikers, and he also had like Knight of the White Orchid, and it's pretty rough. And then I played another dude that when I was 4-1, I'm playing this guy, and he had three colors. So I was like, like, because three colors kind of, I find it hard to run in Magic Origins, but I don't know. I guess he got it to work. So he really he just outvalued me, and uh, used a lot. I believe he was running blue, white, black. So he had, he was like running a lot of stuff that was like, okay, you have to discard like Deadbird Shaman and Fleshbag Marauder, where you have to sacrifice a creature. So it was pretty rough, and I just wasn't able to play that pacing with him. It did go to 3 games, but lost to him, and then I kept winning. I won, I guess the next two, because I was 4-2 at that point, so I won the next two, so I was at 6-2. So I needed to get to 7-2 to win. So I'm playing this next guy, and a really nice guy. Didn't seem like he had been playing very long, which I really, I mean, I would consider myself moderately experienced now, but I'm not. I'm not like a veteran. Like, I haven't been playing for years and years. So, uh, but I did recognize that like he was not an old time player, and he was playing red green. I don't think he had another color, but he may have had a splash of something else. And he had Chandra's Ignition. He kills me game one with Chandra's Ignition. Game two, I come back and I win. And then game three, same thing again. Chandra's Ignition. And even in game two, the game that I won, I was like, I had to play aggressively, because I'm like, Chandra's Ignition is going to beat me. I'm like, I can't let him draw this card and wipe my board and do 6 life to me and all this crap. So basically what I'm getting at is I didn't go to day two, and I just one game would have made the difference if I had beaten him in game three, or if I had won an earlier game when I was 4-1, I would have gone to day two. But Chandra's Ignition killed the dream, and that card is just stupid and limited. So I don't know. This is not the first time I've mentioned it either. It's just a ridiculous card. So anyway, that was my experience. I did have a good time. I wish, Wizards of the Coast, that they would have like put a little more attention, because I was expecting to go and have them like tweeting stuff about the Grand Prix, and having a little more coverage, because that's what they did for like Las Vegas and some of these other. I know Las Vegas was like a really huge tournament. It was like the biggest ever, but they do. It seems like they did it for all these other tournaments, so I can't really understand why they didn't for GP DFW. But they didn't tweet anything. They didn't put anything on Facebook about it, so I don't really know. I mean, they had it on Twitch, I think, but that was a little disappointing. But I had a really good time. Fort Worth was nice for the most part. I had a really good time. Most of my interactions with people, they were really great. I'd kind of like to even talk more about this some other time, but just wanted to tell you about my games and how they went. And yeah, my deck was okay. And War Oracle is just stupid, and Renowned Creatures are stupid, and it was really fun. It was fun to play with, and I came just so close, but I didn't make day two. So, but a lot of other people I know didn't make day two either. The one last thing I want to say before I end this video is, so Magic Duels Origins, the game, is supposed to come out on Steam. I was under the impression that it was going to come out 2 weeks ago. Of course, that was just sort of like a rumor. It wasn't really. I didn't see anywhere where it was confirmed by Wizards of the Coast or anybody like that. So that just seemed to be a rumor that it was going to come out on the 15th, which is a week after it came out on iOS. So either that rumor was just completely wrong, or they pushed the date back, and they knew that they were going to have to push the date back because of bugs and things like that. I think that's what actually happened, is that they pushed it back knowing that there were going to be some problems, and I think there's still going to be problems. I think there's going to be, you try to play a card and it won't work, or you try to target a card and it won't work. I think there's going to be a lot of problems like that, but it's coming out on Steam supposedly tomorrow. So if you're watching this and you're interested in watching Magic Duels Origins, I'm probably going to try to play it tomorrow, but we'll see. I'm not going to make any promises because we'll have to see how my computer works with it and all that noise. So, all right, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube. Follow me on Twitter and like on Facebook, and that's pretty much all I got. So, hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching MTG Hype. Peace.